Hey, how's it going, everyone? Hope you're having a good day so far. So I just want to hit on something here real quick. This is going to be a short video. If you're replacing sway bar end links, I always say replace both. Don't just do one. If you're doing one, the other one's getting ready to break anyway. They're not super expensive. Anyway, old school style, where you have a bolt and you have a bushing, then a sway bar, another bushing, a spacer, a bushing, then a control arm or whatever it goes into, and then another bushing, and then a jam nut or whatever. How do you get everything in place without it falling apart while you're trying to do it? Let me show you a little trick here. So on this PT Loser that I'm working on, here's one side. And like I said, these are all separate pieces here. So the bushings and that can fall right off of here. And so can that spacer and everything else. So I got both sides going back in. But now if I lift up that sway bar to try to put it up inside the hole here, what keeps everything from falling apart? I could put it up with both hands, but then how do I catch the nuts? And then how do I keep the bolt from falling through? The nut. Just take the nut. Hello, focus. Just like that. And get that caught in place. Let me do the other side here real quick. Sorry about that. Let me actually catch that better. Hang on, because as you see, it's not really caught. So now with both sides caught in place, I could take the sway bar and I can push it up in place and stick the nut up through the hole. And on this side, because if you, like I said, you're trying to do this on just one side, you'll never do it. So there, we're caught up in the hole there. So now, like if that nut wasn't there, see that? This whole thing could fall through and then everything would fall apart. And it'll drive you absolutely insane. So just a quick, simple thing. So now all I got to do is take the nut off, take the new bushing here, stick that through the top, and then catch the nut on there. And there you go. One side's caught. So now I can go on to the other side. And I can put the bushing in on top. You may have to like put something underneath this. If this thing was actually on the ground and the suspension like on its wheels and you were reaching underneath here to do this, it'd actually be a little bit easier because the suspension would be in its right orientation. Plus, as you see, the sway bar is kind of angled. That's normal. So it just makes it a little more difficult. But yes, let's get the bushing on this side and get that in, and then we'll tighten it up and we'll be done. Now I did actually have to use a pole jack on this side because I was just having such a problem getting everything caught. I guess that's probably because that side's caught. But yes, I got that in, so now I got this caught. Now, I always say do them in pairs. And the reason being is, let me get this out of here. If you're trying to do one at a time, just one side by itself, a lot of times, imagine if you had to manipulate the sway bar and get it to move or whatever. Like, because some of these things, like not this car in particular, but some of them have like a solid one piece in the middle there. So in order to drop the sway bar down to catch the bottom end through and then the top end through, it's near impossible. You know, you'd have to drop the whole sway bar. So instead of doing that, just replace both sides and be done with it. All right. Sorry about that. I was getting a call. Anyway, but yeah, so that's pretty much it for that. I'm just going to tighten them up and we're going to be done. So just a quick and dirty video. That's what I like to call them. You know, not a whole heck of a lot to it, but that's pretty much it. All right, guys, if you're getting something out of my videos, hit that like button. If you could, please subscribe. All right, guys, have a great day. Keep wrenching.